Aloha and welcome to the Getting Gritty With It podcast.
Getting gritty with it. Na 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 na.
Who?
Na 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 na.
Getting gritty with it. Oh, baby, we
We
nailed
are
that
sick.
one. Didn't even fucking rehearse that. Killing it. So, as if you guys didn't know already, this is our Philadelphia Flyers podcast.
Flyers.
Brought to you by Too Close to Call.
Too close to call.
I'm Miho, and that other guy you're hearing talk is...
I am Pags.
Pags.
And we're doing this because there's been some big news.
The Philadelphia Flyers have named the 21st head coach in franchise history Monday.
21 coaches.
That's it, man.
Wow, that's not many.
And we're one of the oldest franchises,
Yeah.
so pretty loyal to the coach. Mr. Alain Vigneault, I think is how you say it.
I'm going to call him Viggy.
That's going to be a mess, dude. That whole thing, us talking about it, we got to come up with something. You're going Viggy. Ooh, that could be aggressive. There's no real E. Maybe.
Vignow with a silent T.
You got a Vigny?
Vigny?
Or Vig?
Vig. Coach Vig.
Coach Vig?
There it is.
I think that's a little bit better.
Getting Viggy with it.
Maybe we'll call it Getting Viggy With It podcast.
Depending how he
Oh,
looks.
man. Look at that. Coming live. Oh, that's even better. Yes. Okay. Well, he signed a 5-year, $25 million deal pack. So apparently they were convinced that he was the right guy because I thought they were going to talk to a lot of people. This kind of popped up in the afternoon. There were some birds out there in Twitter saying, hey, big news coming out this afternoon. And boom, we got our guy.
Yeah, you kind of saw it in the leaves that he was probably going to be the leader in the clubhouse. I mean, the guy has missed the playoffs 4 times out of 14 years.
So to that point here, his coaching career has been successful, and this is his 3rd stop in the NHL.
Yeah.
He was with the Vancouver Canucks for...
4th stop. He was with Montreal.
Oh, he did start with Montreal. Here we go. I just pulled it up in front of me. Started Montreal, but then went to Vancouver where things took off, and they finished first in the Northwest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. However, and this is the knock on Coach Vig, is that he's made the Stanley Cup Finals twice, once with Vancouver, once with New York, but he's never won it, as well as 111, 117 points losing in the quarterfinals. That's the first round, man.
So he's always the bridesmaid, not the bride.
That's it, dude. I think we're getting the Andy Reid of NHLs here, man.
I will take successful Flyers seasons, with that one season being Stanley Cup Finals. Let's roll the dice and win one.
Same thing again with the Rangers, right? They hire him the year after Vancouver lets him go. I mean, you're going to get a job, obviously, because the resume is impressive, and goes right to New York and playoffs. But got worse every time. Cup finals, 2nd round, 1st round, missing playoffs, out halfway through the year. So the question with him is how he meshes and gels with this young roster, because a lot of his teams were a little bit more veteran heavy, as the Sedin brothers in Vancouver and New York and
Luongo
21 and 22.
He's always had Luongo and Lundqvist. So.
Right. He's always had that goalie, and he should have that again here with Carter Hart.
Right.
So that is a knock as well, reading some of the philosophies, is that he is a little bit heavy offensively and relies on his goaltender to kind of cover some mistakes, which...
Hopefully that we have that.
Exactly. The Twitter sphere's response is obviously all over the spectrum. You have your people who absolutely hate it, and I'm not going to watch hockey anymore. And then you have the people that are literally saying he's the top guy left on the market, so this is the best hire you could have hoped for. I would like to say I'm somewhere in between, but I'm more so on the positive side, I think, because of that aspect, because of some of the names we've even discussed on previous pods. Like, there weren't a lot of big fish out there, man.
Well, that one guy they were talking about was like a Chip Kelly-esque guy, and I am not about bringing another project with like Hackstall coming in and being a college coach. And I think a lot of the people that are all disappointed in it are those are the people in the camp of, you should have fucking hired Quenneville when you had the fucking chance.
Well, they maybe tried, dude. He doesn't want to come here again. That's got to be a two-way street.
I understand that. I'm just saying those were the people that...
And they can't come out and say, yeah, we tried to do that, and ultimately this is our second option. You don't want to throw that out there right as you're hiring him. But you mentioned Dave Hackstall, and I'm going to ask you a question here because as you do some research into who this guy really is, there's some parallels with Dave Hackstall where apparently Coach Vig is very stoic, continue to move forward. He doesn't scream. He doesn't yell. He doesn't use a ton of profanity. I've read in some news clippings, and I know me and you mentioned, hey, we want that La Violette kind of jam action.
Lavi.
How do you think the locker room will react to somebody who apparently has a similar style as the guy who was unsuccessful before him?
To say the least, there will be that comfort level where you're not getting two opposite ends of the spectrum, where you're getting the Lavies that are just motherfucking these guys up and down the ice. You got
it's not going to be a total shock.
Right. They know what it is, and this guy has enough of a track record for these guys to respect him. So hopefully that they'll respond to that.
Well, that's the key. I think you're right, is that Hackstall was coming in on 16 plus years, just use the same
North
number
Dakota.
as Coach Vig from college.
Right.
And he's coming in with 16 plus years in the NHL going, hey, I know how to do this. I've had a year off to kind of take a half a step back, evolve, kind of big picture, do his best Howie Roseman impression.
I like it.
We can hope, right?
Yeah.
And fucking live and learn a little bit and say, hey, okay, I used to do this. Maybe it didn't work in the playoffs for this reason. And at the very least, dude, we got to get back to the show every time, because I'm watching these playoffs nowadays and it's just the worst. I mean, besides the Penguins losing, it's like, fuck, can't believe we're not in this again.
I know. It's frustrating to watch, and it's nice to see the Penguins lose, but I'm tired of rooting for teams I don't
Rooting
like to
against
lose.
somebody
I'm
instead
ready
of for
to
the Flyers.
dive in and be like, this is my team. Let's fucking go.
Well, this was step one of a busy offseason for them, obviously. They got a couple of restricted free agents, cough, cough, Ivan Provorov, cough, cough, that they got to sign here, hopefully long term. The question is just the dollars, because a little bit of a down year after two good ones. So ultimately, what are you going to pay him? But now you know who the coach is, and you know what kind of system ultimately you're looking for these pieces to fit into.
I'm excited to see these young kids evolve and become this team that we want to win. And I want to see how Giroux, Voracek, all the leaders of this team kind of rally behind this coach and see if we can get at least into the playoffs next year, maybe make a little run, because I'm sick of losing in the first round.
Well, it's early in the offseason here, so he's going to have some time to kind of integrate himself into everything before the draft and free agency. But
Fletcher has his guy now to kind of
Chucky, two trades.
to see kind of form the team that he wants, and it's not Hackstall
Exactly.
and Hextall.
So hopefully those two are on the same page. We can make a move here or two that will kind of put the dominoes in place for a nice long run as the kids turn into a nice core.
And is Gordon going to be with the
AHL job says if he wants it, they said.
Okay.
But he obviously wants to be an NHL
Right.
coach, so he'll do his
once he got that
interviews.
taste?
Yeah, he'll do his interviews, and if nothing happens, I do expect them to see him back in Lehigh Valley.
Interesting.
But yeah, man, that's our Getting Viggy with It podcast.
Ooh,
Getting
change the name
getting
first show.
Getting gritty with it, because nobody will know what the hell Getting Viggy with it
No,
is.
we got to
So,
let this guy establish himself in Philly first.
yeah, I like it. But thanks for hanging with us. This is ultimately brought to you by Too Close to Call. Follow us there on the Instagram, the Twitters, all of the above, the number 2, both times.
And all you people that don't like this move, and all you people that do, comment it and let us know what you think.
Yeah, we want to know where you guys are feeling.